I think there's a whole new chapter in the book where we talk about this concept of a mobile makeover, and I think this is kind of where you're getting at with this kind of bridging the gap between the physical and the digital.
Yeah.
When Tim, our CEO, who I wrote the book with, used to be CMO at Tesco and had spent 30 years kind of working at Tesco, and he always talks about how during that time he'd seen like hundreds of incredibly expensive total store refits, or even just a refit of a bakery in a particular store that costs, hundreds of thousands, if not more, of pounds. And he's saying, you don't necessarily need to do that all the time anymore. Obviously, your stores still need to be nice, but actually there is so much value you can give to an individual customer through the interface of their mobile whilst they're shopping that is going to cost you significantly less. And you need to address the project of kind of achieving this mobile makeover in the same way that you might do a physical store makeover. We talk about the value of getting a connection to a customer in general, but specifically a mobile connection to them whilst they're shopping, and talk about this objective that businesses today should be kind of desperately trying to make shopping a phone in the hand activity rather than a phone in the pocket activity. We said this to a customer not that long ago, and they said, well, of course, that's ridiculous. No one shops with their phone in the hand. And we said, well, A, some people do. And B, actually, 10 years ago, if you'd have been told that you would watch TV with your phone in your hand or go to the movies and
Right.
half the audience would have their phone in their hand, you might not have believed them. And actually, people do a lot stranger things with their phone in the hand
Right.
rather than shopping. So I think it's this kind of will not skill point. It will happen, and it probably can happen, but you have to find the energy to put behind it and actually develop the value proposition for the customer behind it so that it makes it worthwhile, that they know good stuff's going to happen to them if they get their phone out in the physical store. One of the examples I often talk about, there's quite a big market for using your own mobile device to scan as you shop in a grocery store in the UK. It's quite advanced here, and I'd never really thought that it was something I needed to do until a couple of years ago. I had a baby, and you've got a trolley with you at all times, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, I can't carry a basket at the same time as push this child around. So you sign up to the program, and now I'm like a convert to walking around the store. I scan all my own products. I'm like cheaper for the retailers to serve as a result of it, and I have a better experience every single time because I can get in and out more quickly, etc., etc. So there's not a silver bullet to this whole getting the digital connection, but there's kind of, retailers need to think about this mosaic probably of digital connection points that they can create for individual groups of customers and start to get more of those people connected so that you can then start to use that digital device in the physical store to present kind of the personalized value proposition to your customers. So rather than always worrying just about what's on your gondola end and what media you've got on the entrance to the store, you can start to personalize that to the customers who are walking around your store and put the right messages in front of them, because they're filtering out everything that's not relevant to them that you've spent money on point of sale, etc., in the store anyway. So that's kind of the journey that we think businesses need to take, and people are starting to take.